Hey, everybody. My name is Steve Forkum. I'm the channel chief and director of marketing here at SIPPIO. Really excited to welcome you to our second annual Fleet Week. This session is transforming business communications with modern cloud telephony. Aaron, can we restart this recording? So when I say the title, just bring the slide up because I ended up looking that way and whatnot. Hi, I'm Steve Forkum. Thank you again for attending our second annual Fleet Week. I'm really excited today to talk to you about modernizing business communications using cloud telephony. I screwed it up. Let's reset again. Just as soon as I say my name, I'll say the title, Welcome You to Fleet Week. Pull the slide up so this way I'm seeing it on screen. And actually, I can't get the video on the uh, PowerPoint presenter window. So I'm going to have to kind of, I guess, just not look at the screen. I'm a little worried about, but whatever. I'll make it work. So I'll introduce myself, title, welcome to Fleet Week. At that point, pull the slide up. I'll be introducing, the session. Hey everyone, my name is Steve Forkum. I'm the channel chief and head of marketing here at SIPPIO. I want to thank you for joining our second annual Fleet Week. We've got a really great session to share with you here. This is all about transforming business communications with modern cloud telephony. When I talk to customers, often the very first thing that gets asked is, do I even need a phone system anymore? During the pandemic, when everyone went to work from home, the one thing that got left behind was not the fruit on people's desks because they thought they were coming the next day. The infrastructure moved to everybody's homes, but the one thing that typically did not was the enterprise phone system because it was locked up. It was designed to work in an office. It wasn't designed for remote work. And as we've transitioned out of the pandemic and into this future of work, a lot of organizations are trying to do more with less, and the spend that you put into maintaining, never mind upgrading and keeping current, a legacy phone system is really, really expensive. Increasingly, it's requiring specialized knowledge and skill sets that are even harder to find in the market. And frankly, it doesn't really keep up with the way that today we work in these hybrid work environments. You've got a lot of people in offices, you've got some people back at home offices, you've got a lot of people back on the road. So as organizations are looking to cut costs and squeeze costs out of the business, the legacy phone system is one of those things that is a really attractive target because we spend more and more time in scheduled Teams meetings. We're joining other customers' Zoom meetings. Do I still need that phone system? But the reality of the situation is the answer is yes. Most organizations still need the legitimacy of having that phone number because when something truly, quote unquote, hits the fan, you don't want to depend on email. You don't want to rely on a partner who says, schedule some time with me, we'll get back to it. You want to have the ability to reach out to that partner or to that customer or to that business to say, I have a problem, I need help right away. So the need for business communications is still just as valid today as it ever has been. The question is, the phone system that supports that need, well, that's a whole different story. It's really changed in the market because what's happening in the market is more and more organizations are realizing that a phone solution is no longer a standalone thing that you buy or you subscribe to, a premise-based phone system or a cloud-based phone system that you have as a separate piece of infrastructure, a separate, service in your technology stack. Those are no longer needed. Increasingly, what organizations are awakening to is this idea that you've already bought your next phone system, you just haven't turned it on yet. Phone systems are now a feature of the collaboration platform that your organization depends on. So if you're a Microsoft Teams shop, you've got Microsoft Teams Phone built into that platform. If you're using Zoom, if you're using WebEx, same thing applies. And there's a lot of value to thinking about voice simply as a feature instead of a standalone purchase, starting with cost savings. There's a survey that's out there that it was applied to Microsoft Teams Phone. You should see similar results with the other platforms, where simply migrating your communications infrastructure from a premise-based system to a modern collaboration communications environment like Teams Phone will help you lower your total cost of operation by over 45%. It will have a 6-month ROI, and you're going to see an ROI of over 140 some odd percent. Real hard dollars saved by simply modernizing your communications infrastructure into the environments that you're already using. But there's a ton of other benefits that you're going to realize as well. Productivity. Today, getting work done takes a lot of work. Users have to deal with more and more and more tools as a part of their workflows. In the past, integration was key. We integrated back-end system to back-end system, and we had a single common user interface for end users. But if you fast forward to today, many of these solutions and systems have very little to no integration with the other systems, never mind legacy systems like phone systems. Instead, the user has become the integration point. They've got a folder stuffed with messages. They got a folder stuffed with, collaboration apps, and they've got standalone phone system apps on their devices. When you merge everything into an all-in-one application that's tied to a collaboration environment behind it, so like Microsoft Teams, when you consolidate calling, messaging, collaboration, video meetings into one super app, you make work a heck of a lot less work, and your end user productivity goes through the roof because they're not juggling with the application switching and all of the overhead that comes along with that. But the biggest benefit that organizations find by moving to these platforms is innovation is happening here. You're not going to see innovation on your on-premise systems, and your standalone cloud systems are innovating, but they don't have the access to the data that matters to truly deliver amazing outcomes. So in the Microsoft environment, if you're using Microsoft, you're probably using Copilot across the entire Office suite. If you move voice into that platform, now it spreads across all of your calls like a thick layer of icing on a cake without any additional cost. And this is not just locked up to Microsoft. Zoom has AI Companion. Cisco has their own AI solution. So you have the ability to not only harness innovation with these platforms, but it taps into a broader data set. So it actually delivers even more valuable business outcomes simply by migrating a legacy service like voice into these platforms gives you the real ability. So whether you do it for cost savings, you do it to increase productivity for your end users, or you do it to really harness innovation and get more value out of your investments in telecom, there are tremendous benefits out there for migrating your communication services. So then the question is, well, there's no shortage of options for enabling communications in Teams, Zoom, or WebEx. So why should I choose SIPPIO? There's, everything is out there, from Joey Bag of Donuts on the far end of the spectrum, the guy that's operating out of his garage with a single SBC and a single carrier connection, to all the way on the right, the largest of large carriers. What makes SIPPIO different? Here's what makes us different. We believe technology has gotten too slow and too complicated, and we want to speed it up. We want to make services like telecom operate at SaaS speeds. We want to make our service fast to start, easy to manage, and we want to make it reliable forever. So the way that we do this is we've built a cloud-based platform in Microsoft Azure. That gives us the ability to add users without having to set up infrastructure that slows down your activation times. We've added automation so we can turn on service faster than you can activate a Netflix account. And we deliver flexibility in a variety of ways, starting with the fact that this same and common platform supports the leading collaboration platforms on the market with the same infrastructure: Zoom, Teams, or WebEx. Which means if you're operating in a shared environment, you've got some Teams, you've got some Zoom, you've got some WebEx, maybe, we can be that nexus point of connectivity between all three of them. So it's a centralized, easy to manage service that is easy to set up, easy to quote, turns on right away, and delivers the reliability that you depend on for your business. At the end of the day, what we do is we enable communications, calling, texting, faxing, customer service, and more inside of the collaboration platform you're already using. We just make it work better. So we say that we're fast to get going and easy to manage. And the way that we do that is we've got a web-based dashboard that gives you mission control for everything that's going on in your organization. You can manage all of your users, all of the services that they're consuming. You can add new services without having to contact anyone right from the dashboard. You can also manage numbers that aren't in your SIPPIO account. So if you have cell phones and standalone faxes and fire alarm numbers that aren't a part of this environment, you have a place to maintain all of your phone number inventory. So it really gives you a powerful tool to help you with managing your telecom costs, as well as serving your end users who are on the business communication systems of Teams, Zoom, or WebEx. We offer the simplicity of one hand to shake, one bill to pay support, because our network reaches all over the globe. We can provide service in over 80 countries. So no matter where you have a remote user or a branch office, if you've got somebody in Paris, you've got a branch office in Tokyo, you can get everything with one-stop shopping from SIPPIO, because our global network spans all over the services, all over the places that you need service. But it's also not just enough to offer you service around the world. We also leverage our global network to deliver unrivaled reliability. Ultimately, we have built a carrier grade solution inside of Microsoft Azure. We built from Azure in the very beginning because it gives us the benefits of call quality. We're not jumping through as many hoops to get to Teams as others that are out there. It gives us on-demand scale, so I can support anybody from a single user to 3 million users with the flip of a switch. And it gives us the reliability. Our platform is deployed in in 9 Azure regions around the world. Within each region, we can fail over between 3 different zones, and we're in an HA model in each region. All this means we never go down. We've got a 5 nines contractual SLA. This is a solution that you can trust will be there when your users need to make and receive important phone calls and have the other communications channels available to them as well. We make it easy for you to consume these services. We're going to unveil these plans on Wednesday, but to give you a sneak peek, SIPPIO Lite for $4 per user per month in the US will give you a shared bucket of calling minutes, more than you'll need, and every user you add contributes to the bucket, as well as a shared text messaging plan. So it's not just calling, but true communications. SIPPIO Plus upgrades text messaging to unlimited. So now users can send and receive as many text messages as they need to internal users to external users. You can even set up shared mailboxes and have multiple people monitoring those. So IT help desks, sales departments, and a host of other things, you can have that capability. And then finally, with SIPPIO Pro, you'll have the ability to have that calling plan, the text messaging, but we'll also add in call queue analytics. So when you have a help desk or a sales queue and you don't need a full-blown contact center, you can start to do some analytics on real-time statistics: how many people are in queue, how many people are on the phone, how many people are waiting to be answered, as well as historic reports. How many calls came in during this period, who answered the most calls, cradle to grave reportings all included, as well as SIPPIO Care. So SIPPIO Care will give you the ability to have moves, adds, changes, all covered with no additional cost. So if you change your call queue or if you need a modification made to your auto attendant, you'll have that available as well. And if you add SIPPIO Care to the other two SKUs, to the other two user profiles, we also include first time setup. Our standard implementation is included at no additional cost. So there's no one time fees, there's no infrastructure. We make it really easy to get started with us. But then we also give you the flexibility. Maybe you don't want everything that's in a calling plan. Maybe you want to add and pick and choose exactly what you need on a service by service basis, on a user by user basis. We've built an incredible library of tools that give you the ability to enhance Teams, Zoom, or WebEx with the communications channels that you need. So it starts with voice. SIPPIO Connect is our voice solution for adding calling to those platforms. SIPPIO Bridge is for those customers who can't quite make it all the way from premise to cloud in a single cutover. Maybe you need to operate in a hybrid environment where you're going to keep voice on premise, but you want to add some additional capabilities to Teams, Zoom, or WebEx, like text messaging, for example. SIPPIO Bridge is your solution for doing that. And then we have a host of complementary services. So SIPPIO text messaging, like Clerk Chat, gives you the ability to support SMS, MMS, RCS, a new standard, as well as WhatsApp Business and shortly Apple Messages for Business directly inside of these platforms. No additional applications required. Customer engagement. I mentioned SIPPIO Pro includes analytics, but we also have recording options. So if you need to record those calls in addition to be reporting on them, we've got you covered. Or if you're the type of business that says, I actually have a customer service department and I need to engage with my clients in a variety of different channels, social media, voice, text. We've got a partnership with Solgari that gives you the ability to rapidly turn up a service in hours, not months or years, directly pre-integrated into Microsoft Teams. We've got a host of other services around mobility and others. So we give you the ability to fine tune. You can start with the packages, but then if you need additional services or if you want to go a la carte and pick exactly what you want your users to have, we give you the flexibility to consume these services that in a way that makes sense for you and your business. This has been SIPPIO's transforming business communications using modern cloud telephony services. If you have any questions, visit our website, sippio.io, or reach out to your Avaya. I got to fix that. You want me to start the slide again from the beginning? You can just put it in the chat. From the top of the presentation, just the top of the slide. Are we recording? Yep. So this has been transforming business communications with modern cloud telephony. If you have any questions, we've been answering them as we go in the chat. But if you have any further questions, please feel free to visit our website, sippio.io, or reach out to your business partner or contact your SIPPIO account manager.